Sick. I have USA to open the show.
Go.
Yeah,
Hey,
Pick Central.
patriotic Rico, baby. Make it great.
Patriot. Rico Bosco, Patriot.
Pick Central, July 11th, 7-Eleven Day. Myself, Marty Mush, Ev, Clemmer, and Smitty. Team USA beats Canada last night in, I guess, what you consider kind of like a friendly.
Yeah, it was basically like
really
a. I guess I would. It was on TV. They called it a showcase.
Yeah.
Essentially a fully 100% live scrimmage.
The warm-up.
I would call
The warm-up.
it almost like a qualifier. They don't have to qualify.
I was out of it, so I didn't watch it. So I'll carry you guys to.
It was
Were you on stage?
basically, yeah. It was fucking.
right under his nose.
Have a nice time?
It was a good time, yeah. I mean, they fucking. It's interesting. They're. It's cool to see. Just being enamored even by the handwork of the guitar like that close is crazy. You know. So.
What did you say?
Dave Matthews.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was
See the
awesome.
video, Smitty?
I did not see the video.
He literally was under his fucking nose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Literally, like, front row, middle.
Why do you think?
Did our Dave guy hook you up with that?
No, this guy
Or are you the Dave guy?
strummed his phone in
The East Coast.
Wow. Dave Matthews is great.
He's good. He's
Dave
really,
Matthews
really
is
good.
great. There's a
He's
t-
good.
He's really good. And they brought out this guy Robert Randolph that everyone was going nuts about that I didn't know about. He was great too.
Was he like the opener or?
He like came out for 2 songs. He was playing on what they call like a steel guitar or like a steel. I don't know. It looked like a piano, but it was a guitar. It was Banana Land.
When was your first Dave show?
Last night.
Oh, really?
Swear to God.
Okay.
For sure.
So like mine was in high school, and there's nothing that's aged me more than Dave Matthews.
What do you mean?
Like if you go to a concert now, like in high school, we would go. It would be on the lawn at the Tweeter Center, which is now the Camden. I don't even know what it's called now. Outside of Philly, it's on the river. It's awesome. The lawn would be packed. Everybody would be partying, just up dancing, do whatever. You go there now, a lot of lawn chairs. A lot of lawn chairs.
Yep.
A lot of people just.
There were a lot of lawn chairs last night.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
PNC is crazy with the lawn. Like when all the people on the lawn is fucking nuts.
Yeah. There were times I just.
Oh, was that PNC?
PNC.
Okay.
I kept turning around and just looking at the crowd and like
Yeah,
getting
it's
enamored
cool.
by the crowd. It was crazy.
That's where Hardy just had his too. It's
Yeah.
like the way you look at, especially when you're in row 1, you look out the way it goes up and around like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they just you learn. Like I knew them, but I didn't know the intricacies. They play every song differently, live too. They're just jamming out. Songs extend. A 5-minute song goes to like 10 minutes. You don't even know. Sometimes the song runs into the next song. You don't even know.
They have like that jam band.
Yeah, it
element
was
to
really really good. It was an interesting thing to see, and he was literally right there. He was 20 feet away.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fucking bananas. So it was cool experience for sure.
For sports, though, Smitty, how was World Series of Poker? We gotta talk about it.
Oh.
Just like it's big news happening right now.
Oh yeah. Nate won I think $26,000 to be on the feature table.
27.5 maybe.
Something like that after 700 plates. It's a good run. It's a good run by the dog.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I understand, like you played the first day, right?
Yes. Day 1.
And so you have more opportunity to gain more chips. Like, why didn't he? Like, because he went last, and like, 3,000 people were out already.
Yeah, it's
The
a
second
great
day,
it's
right?
It's a great
Yeah.
poker debate now that in some tournaments that are multi-flight or multi-day, you're able to register day 1 on time, sit down when the cards are dealt, and have the maximum blinds, which means in poker. There's a thing called antes and blinds, so you can't just like sit there and fold every hand. Every hour, every 2 hours, it goes up from 100 to 200 big blinds to 400, 600, and there's antes to basically dilute the action. You have an opportunity to register for the main events day 1 for 300 big blinds, so you have a huge stack. Because the blinds are only like 100 to start. Or you can register from then all the way up until, I believe, the end of level 2 of day 2, which means you would start with 60 big blinds, which is still a lot, relatively speaking.
That's what I
But
thought.
it's not 300. But also, almost half the field's wiped
Yeah, you're closer.
already. So
Obviously,
you're closer to the money.
and you're also, if you start the first day, you have a better chance to play with like some schleps too. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's where you can try and get some money.
Half
back.
the field goes down in 2 days.
Yeah. People,
yeah.
One guy lost on the first hand.
Yeah.
Of the.
Yeah, Mincy and I were out in day 1. So the field.
I knew that, but I didn't know it was half.
It's
Yeah,
quick,
it's
bro.
pretty. It's a lot of
I
people.
went out on the first hand.
First hand, all in.
But the main event is different because basically every high rolling pro that like doesn't want to sit there like does that, like registers day 2 because you can get in and get a little bit of action. But usually in tournaments online and pro today, if you do that, you're left with 10 big blinds. The main event's so deep and it's different, you're left with 60, which is sometimes sometimes that's how you normally start a tournament.
Yeah.
It's with 60 big blinds. So it's a debate. I prefer starting day 1 because I'm better just like sitting back and trying to accumulate chips. Nate did day 2 and he did great, but it's tough, and this is going to be a big question for me, like playing going forward. Nate was texting me and Jake Toole, who's a pro poker player in Jersey, one of the best poker players in the world, who was on Cracking Aces with us when we did it, and he's sitting there just saying that an amateur will never be able to win the main event again, because at one point it was him and 8 pros at his table. The 2 tables next to him were 9 pros each, followed by 9 more pros. Like, there are just such wizards and sharks in the game now, more than ever, thanks to GTO and AI and everything you can research about the game, that it's so tough. It's so tough to do anything, which is why it was very impressive Nate went far.
So you're saying you wouldn't maybe go back because it's just the competition gets so hard once you get that.
It's just
into
like I'll probably keep playing the main because it's the main, but like other than that, it's getting really, really tough if you're not like studying every day.
I will announce I will play next year if I get 90% backed.
Wow.
There you go.
Yep. If you give me $9,000,
You're willing to put $1,000 of your own money.
I will put my $1,000 of my own money.
Who wouldn't want to stake Marty Mush?
I'm a great poker
It's
player.
big of you.
I'm a poker player.
Is there anything you're not? Is there anything you're not good at?
before.
You say you're good at everything. Is there?
I'm not saying I'm good. I said I'm a poker player.
So you just said you were a
just
great
said you were
poker
great.
player.
I'm a good poker player.
You just said you were a great poker player. You literally just said that.
No, I'm a good poker player.
Good compared to who?
Funny, anybody who knows the game considers themselves a good poker player.
I've played.
Those are the rules.
I've played in games that like where people actually like, play before. Like I'm saying like pros. I'm saying pros.
Yeah, all right.
I have. I've also like joined their games sometimes.
Yeah, that's the beauty of poker. Like. And the appeal of the main event, like up until recently, up until I said that, when Nate passed forward about last night, you can be just your slapdick amateur and win the whole thing. Like 20 years ago, there's this guy, Darvin Moon. He was a logger from Louisiana, just old. Like he reminded me of like, I don't know what Ev's dad looks like. Like I could picture Ev's dad and like, hey, I know that's
Far different than what
Probably.
looks like.
Yeah.
probably, but picture what Ev's dad looks like. And like talks like and sounds like and no offense, Mr. Big
You
Ev.
have no idea what
At
his
least
dad.
I have no idea. That's like Darvin Moon at the poker table, and he came in second. Like all these pros, and now it's just you're not going to see that. He just passed, by the
I think
way.
my dad would sound like a logger from Louisiana.
Yeah. See this guy. If you
Born and
Google
raised in New York.
me,
Father of
Google Darvin Moon poker, and see if like the image would be like just like maybe like a Big Ev kind of guy. I might be way off because I don't think I've seen an image of him in 10 years.
It looks nothing like him.
Nothing.
Can you show us or no?
No, I'm not that skilled.
All right.
Yeah, where's the show's on? All right, that's all we need right now. He's cutting cameras. Phil's. That's.
Rotating, yeah.
I thought I'd ask. It's okay.
Don't ask.
I'm just not that
I
skilled.
mean, to show somebody what my dad looks like now.
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know.
You don't
now,
look like
yeah.
that.
Because you said before that like you and your dad are like kind of opposites.
We don't look that much alike.
Yeah.
No.
No.
My dad's 5'7". My dad's a lot shorter than me. Weighs probably 200 pounds less than me.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So what came out of USA last night?
I mean, it was fun just to see like see like a LeBron, Steph, like all in the court at the same time. I mean, they played horribly, especially out of the gate. I think they had like 1 point in the first like 6 minutes of the game, and still kind of just like coasted and blew them out. And like I said, that's a team with Shea, with Jamal Murray, with R.J. Barrett, Lou Dort coming off the bench. Like had some like real guys like Dwight Powell.
Loser, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks starter.
Did Edie play?
Edie did not play last night.
All right, yeah, we're trying to figure that out if he's
Did
on
not
it or
play.
if he's not.
But no, it was just fun to kind of see. It was funny like seeing you got Steph though and Bron. Oops, they were all giddy about it after the game. It was just fun. Like what he said, it's the one time you get to see like those combo of guys all on the court together. But it definitely made me feel confident that they're going to just steamroll the competition. Because I thought Canada was probably one of the biggest threats, and they just, it was easy peasy, and they didn't even play good. It's just Shea. Shea and Jamal Murray have to, carry them.
Yeah.
And it's just tough when they Curry goes on the bench, and all right, now Drew Holiday's out there. I think with the starters they went Curry, Drew Holiday. Oh no, Curry, Booker. I think Booker started. LeBron started. Embiid. I forget who else.
Bro, we kind of have to talk about him a little more. Like, the Jaylen Brown shit's weird. It's a little weird.
Bizarre.
I understand. Don't just try and take it for a second.
He's like 1A or he's one
it's
on
a
a
little
championship
weird
team
where
and
it's
he didn't
like
make
you're the
roster.
the championship MVP.
Yeah.
And you're not considered.
It's very weird.
And it's like the things are. Stephen A. Smith's tweet was very funny. He was like, I told you about these two. Oh, Jason Tatum got picked first. Jaylen Brown doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be second option. Like, it is kind of weird where it's not even like Derek White now, and everyone's like saying, yeah, he fits better, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter who the fuck that person is would fit on this team.
For sure.
Jaylen Brown would fit on this team somewhere.
I agree with that.
What?
I don't know. It could be trouble in paradise.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And almost like, and he's tweeting these fucking emojis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just want to say this on record. If Jaylen Brown doesn't like it over there, we got a spot for him on the Knicks. I just want to say that.
Same for the.
I want to make that very clear. If Jaylen Brown would love to come and play,
You guys both could use the help, so I'm not surprised to hear that.
I mean, if Jaylen Brown, you guys would be cooked if we got Jaylen Brown. But
Right? Yeah, you would. Yeah, you're right.
I
If you got some of our best players, you're right. You would be.
When
would be
athletes
not as
start
good.
tweeting emojis, it's never good.
I mean, Smitty, you guys could have drafted him.
Yeah, we took Markelle Fultz.
Just
There you go.
Feverishly, the camera was on me for 45 seconds of that I wasn't speaking, and I kept being like, "What's going on back there?" He was googling the draft orders. That's just fact.
No, actually, that was the Ben Simmons draft.
Ah.
Yes. So yes, we could have taken him, but anybody who took Jaylen Brown over Ben Simmons in that draft would be burned at the stake.
It's a hindsight 2020.
That's why I hate draft shit, because you're so right. Like, there is some, like, I think, what was it, Anthony Bennett? That one was maybe.
Yeah.
that draft just sucked.
That was just a
one.
bad
That was
pick.
a
Like,
tough one.
the
Ben Simmons was considered
If you
generational
watched
at the time.
college basketball or any basketball, Ben Simmons was like, if you don't, this guy's going to be God.
His summer league highlights were the greatest basketball highlights up until your guy Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Look it up. Ben Simmons was fucking
Incredible.
draining.
One of the best passers I've ever seen, too.
He was magic.
Do you guys see that? It was him playing. Was it Simmons playing at like the Rucker or something? They had something going on, and he just took like a 10-foot jumper, just airballed. So funny.
I love Ben Simmons.
They were doing some sort of thing like with the guys in the Nets, were somewhere doing like some
All
sort
right.
of, I don't know if it's charity or
I
something.
fucking
All right, he's gearing up now. He's gearing up for another.
I love Ben Simmons. I love the day after the NBA Finals ends and he's on the court practicing somewhere. It's
Unbelievable.
one of my favorite pictures. I look forward to it every year.
He's expected to be 100% going into next season.
Yep.
All right.
for the Nets.
He's actually, like, honestly, now that the Nets kind of sold, he might be an all-star next year.
Yeah.
If there's no pressure in Brooklyn and he's just there to play every night and just
They'll get plenty
Shows
of
you how,
opportunities.
which just shows you
Might
how
be an all-star.
weak-minded he is, though. You know what I mean? Like the go.
obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
18, 10, and 10 on the
It's
12 team.
another. It's another like notch on the.
I might take some Ben Simmons MVP futures next year.
Comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year?
If you could bet Ben Simmons to be like an all-star, I would consider it. If that, I don't think that's a bet. But.
Seriously, like he
Should
very
be
well,
right. That should be a bet.
Let's be a Ben Simmons podcast
Yeah.
next year.
No, I can't.
Hey, if we can make money
just-
on Ben Simmons, if he's on a shitty team, he might average a triple-double.
The Nets without Mikal
Yeah.
Bridges, somebody's got to score the points.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have the assist and the rebound.
Someone's taking those shots.
It's him and $100 million Nick Claxton.
Good. Everybody loves a comeback story, baby. Let's go, Ben.
I even not obviously have no sickness. I hate Ben Simmons.
Bill, it's your mic's on.
No, I would say, like, that was my comment.
Obviously.
Like,
That was your comment.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, you didn't get hot mic'd at all. You just
No,
said,
I
no.
totally planned that.
Yeah. Do you think I have a question for you? 'Cause we haven't really talked about it. Do you think the Sixers are better than the Knicks, or even better than the Celtics now?
Ev and I talked about this a little bit. I think the Sixers, Knicks, Celtics, and Bucks. It would not surprise me if any one of those four teams came out of the East.
But do you think your team on paper is better?
I think the
Good
Celtics
Final
are
Four.
still the number one.
It's a good Final Four though.
It is.
The seeds.
I think
Stays healthy.
I think it
strong-
drastically.
Celtics,
Yes.
Knicks,
Got close.
Sixers, Bucks.
Oh yeah.
Strong Final Four in the East.
I think the Sixers are going to be so good.
I think so too.
You think they're better than the Knicks?
I do.
Okay.
I think it's close.
I don't think it's crazy to
Like,
say
it-
though.
I-
either.
I
I
think-
don't think it's crazy. I disagree, but that's not crazy.
It's the Knicks. Obviously, hopefully, are it's just obviously injuries. That's really what it is.
That's the same thing with the Sixers too.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
the
yeah.
Knicks. I think you are more reliable injury wise.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
That's why I say just rest Embiid 40 games. I don't care if he's hurt.
He's
Just
playing the
fucking sit him.
Olympics, so
60.
That's fine. That's fine. Let him stay in shape, half-ass the Olympics, and then win gold, and then play 40 games.
He fouled out in the third quarter last night.
See?
Yeah,
Yeah, just go in.
12
Go,
minutes.
go bam.
Only 5 fouls in FIBA.
Okay.
10-minute quarters. There's a few different rules. The court's slightly smaller.
Yeah.
That's really the
Lane is
danger.
wider or something too, right? Well, the
The
lane is
lane's a little
thinner.
wider. Court's a little smaller.
Something.
10-minute quarters.
Yeah, they got the different ball, obviously.
The ball.
So weird.
Frustrates me.
So weird.
Frustrates me watching that ball.
The only other thing I had out of last night before we get into the NFL was Ohtani's celebration. Did you see that?
It was
Little yank.
also it was really funny.
It is very
But it also it was him taking the dirt out of his glove.
makes sense. But it was pretty. It was,
Because at first I saw, I go, there's 0% chance Shohei Ohtani jerked
On
off
second
on
base,
second base.
Double.
And then I think he just hated the sand. He just wanted to get it out so bad. He was like this. It's really funny though. It's also not fair that he's fast.
He's so fast.
How is he allowed to be fast? And also he's hurt. He literally got surgery, right?
Yes.
He got surgery. It wouldn't even. I know it doesn't affect it, but still,
It's crazy.
he's like minus 250 to win the MVP.
Bryce has been out, right?
Bryce has been out, but he might come back. He barrels every single ball. He's one of the greatest athletes of all time at this point. And Matt Strom in the 7th inning last night, in a huge part of the game, came in and fucking made him look silly. Made him absolutely look silly.
Yeah.
About Ohtani being fast though, and he did. Strom's been great, and Hoffman's been great for sure. Ohtani, when I went to the game last year, the Angels Mets City Field, I could not believe how fast he was.
Yeah.
It was stunning.
It's sad.
He's a big dude with long
And-
strides.
Yeah,
The longest strides I've ever seen, and everything he does is right. You know what I mean? He hits the base the right, every single. He doesn't do anything wrong. It's almost elegant. It's he is unbelievable.
And it's also when you do hear about him, Glasnow even said he was he's the coolest guy ever. Nothing phases him whatsoever. Even those allegations that were going around was a huge story. He hit a home run the same night.
What are the chances that he's like Japanese AI?
Good.
He's the first actual robot.
He seems it. He does
Seriously.
everything right. Even when,
Twilight Zone episode about that. The first robot's like a pitcher. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you
Would
Yeah.
have loved to see him catch a few passes. 6'5", fast as hell. Love to see that guy if he just was born in Iowa instead.
Oh, I'm glad I think he chose the right sport.
No, he certainly did, but I would have loved to just see him catch a few. See
Yeah.
what he looked like out there, even just high school, see what he was like
Yeah.
out there. Would have been
good
a
at every
menace, a
sport?
demon.
Him with the basketball in his hands, from
Oh, he's-
birth.
yeah.
He'd be the best basketball.
Like Randy Moss.
Oh,
Just
before
killing
we
basketball too.
forget to talk about it, Oklahoma State coach.
Yeah, Gundy.
College football is the best.
It's crazy how
Best.
We touched on
stupid.
yeah.
He's been around for a long time.
Gundy's-
Long time, great.
You
One
look
of the
up
better coaches. in college
Gundy's
football.
number. Gundy's way better than you realize.
Absolutely.
I feel I
way better.
Is it better in real? I feel like I think everyone sees him as good. No,
He's definitely one of.
Everybody
he's been
sees
one
him
of
as
the better
good,
coaches.
but nobody talk because he's never broken through. Phil, can you pull up his career stats?
what
At least just
schools?
read them
is-
off.
What's the schools?
Oklahoma
Gundy?
State.
Is it only Oklahoma State?
He's only been at.
He's been there forever.
No,
that,
I
that's
don't want to
why.
speak out of turn, but I feel like
He's been there for what at least.
sure he didn't
20
just
plus
start at
years?
Oklahoma State. I could
That's
be wrong.
no. I meant as a head coach.
But mostly
where-
he's at Oklahoma State.
that's
so
but that's
Didn't
why
he-
no one really
didn't
talks
he
about
go to Oklahoma State?
I
Or
think
am I misremembering that?
They're not a powerhouse.
he started in Oklahoma State in 2005, and he's been there for 19 years.
that was his first head coaching job. What's his record?
Take a guess.
Sorry. So how many years?
19. He's coached 245 games.
19 times 12. 228. I'm gonna say he's won 70% of his games.
Anyone else want to guess?
He's 245 total. I'm gonna guess he's like 170 and like 75. Might even be. Yeah, I'll go with
156.
150. I would say 159 or 160 wins.
I mean, no, you're close. It's 67%. Well, 68% of his games. He's 166 and 79.
that. I was really close.
Yeah, no, I just want to see like anyone get on a dot.
He's a great coach.
I mean, you just can't say that though. You can't.
Am
It's
I
funny.
It's
crazy
just
where
funny
I
as hell.
didn't?
Well,
I didn't think it was that bad.
He
obviously not
immediately
bad.
retracted and said that he was not talking about drunk driving specifically. He was saying, "I've made 1,000 mistakes."
No, he
Like
was
that.
talking, dude.
That's a
Do you
lie.
believe what he's
I'm just
saying?
That's
saying
what, and he also said I did it like 1,000 times.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying what he.
They say, well, we all done it like 1,000 times.
I'm saying what he said. He said he's made.
Who among us?
Yeah.
Funny.
Who is perfect?
Like, I don't want to be that guy, but it's obviously like it's one of the most serious thing you should not do. So obviously,
100%.
like that's why people. But it's also funny. He goes, so I've done 1,000 times. It's
I'll say that maybe I'll be the old man in the room here. Like, before Ubers were a thing, and especially in rural areas, like I've driven drunk many times, and it's awful. And I haven't done it since I've been in my. I'll come out. I'm gonna come out and say it. Like I don't. It's fine. It happened. Like I'm not
You didn't
proud
have
of
to
it.
say
It's the worst thing. No, I don't care. It's the worst.
You did it. You just have to say.
No, because I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm gonna be honest. Like
people would.
I've done it, and it's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever done. Like it's awful. I could have really hurt someone. I think about it. It's awful. I haven't done it in many years.
Is there statute of limitations on admitting that?
Well, then come get me. Come get me.
It's your BAC right now.
It's fine.
Oh,
But I hate to say it, but back in the the late '90s and early 2000s, a lot of people were doing it. It was a much more. Luckily, we have rideshare services that luckily do take care of a lot of that. Hopefully, people, and I think also your generation is a lot smarter than my generation was about that. But this guy's older than I am. So like people did do it a lot back then. I don't think there's anything. This is why I have even your guys' reaction. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting you made a mistake as long as you realize I fucked up and I'm never gonna do that again. And that's something you can learn from.
It was just funny. There was no reason for you to throw yourself under the bus there.
I don't. It's not the limits. It's being honest about what happened. And I wouldn't be fair. So let's say I was gonna judge this guy, and I would. Well, like if I did it too, then like you have to cop to that.
If you're getting down, you're like the reaction. If you're getting down to it, actually, it's like the guy said that he's done it 1,000 times. Like if someone has been in a drunk driving accident, lost somebody to it, they're gonna get angry at them.
Of course,
that's what everyone.
It's horrible, and that could have happened. Like you think about it, like that could happen.
That's
It's
what
awful.
the reaction is to what he said. Like, it's not that he admitted. Like obviously people make mistakes. I think he just did it wrong. He was trying to say he like made a small mistake, but it shouldn't be taken as a small mistake. It's just like people have done worse and are in better spots.
He really, honestly, if we're really going like breaking it down total, like what he really was saying, he was really more just saying that he wasn't like that much over the legal.
He had
limit. It was
3
really-
beers.
Like, he had 3 beers.
That's the issue I had. That was
really-
the issue I had with it.
That was
right,
really
like,
what he was
all right,
saying.
fine,
Like,
yeah.
we're like breaking this down. They would say, "Oh, it was a like 0.08's legal limit." He blew a
Yeah, he was justifying it.
He was
That's
like-
the issue. That's
he was like who hasn't driven home off 3 beers? Like I've done that 1,000 times.
right.
That was
I had
was
3
really-
beers for this interview.
He was like, I did it today.
Yeah, I guess if you guys are on it, like the casual justification of it, that's wrong.
I
That's
thought it was
bullshit.
just.
But also,
But it's also
college
it's so
football. I'm not like
absurd.
I wasn't
Yeah.
upset about it. Like I'm not like sitting
People
there, like,
were though.
Yeah, because it's
They have a right to be.
yeah. That's
And
every right.
if someone's lost someone to drunk driving, like you guys are saying,
That's
then
what
they
I'm
should be
saying.
upset about
That's
it.
where like people like I don't want to say it's funny because like you should never, even if you have a sip, shouldn't drive. But like I understand what he meant, but also he said it so stupidly. But that's college football. That's how stupid they are.
I'm not condoning drunk driving. I'll say it's funny. It was funny.
No, it's
The way he said
it's
it was
allowed to be funny. I'm saying
Like
it's
a guy,
funny.
the head coach, the guy that's been the head coach for 20 years in college football with a mullet is in there like who hasn't driven home?
Yeah, no.
Couple
You
of
see,
drinks,
you
like-
see the punishment?
Yeah, carry the
Instead
ball.
of him making,
50
he goes,
times.
you can miss games. No. Well, how are you going to punish him? He's going to carry it 50 times.
Wait, that's the punishment he
And
said.
let's also keep in mind this is also
He's
this is
an
all
All-American.
This is Ollie Gordon, like literally won the Doak Walker Award, was the best running back
Yeah.
last year. Unbelievable.
That is
player.
so funny.
Best player on their team easily.
We're gonna
bar
give
none.
him the ball as much as we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna run him into the ground so he knows don't ever drink and drive again, ever again. And I imagine
That's
like,
funny.
Oklahoma State's going to be in contention, probably win the Big 12. They're definitely one of the top like 4 or 5 best.
But I
teams
think
in the conference.
what you're saying is like it's like they're underrated. Like he's underrated. It's like because no one really cares about Oklahoma State. In the hindsight of like in the
I would
big
agree
picture,
with that. Like,
they're not in a
picture
top
program.
spot.
That's
Like they're
what-
definitely a good
They've
program.
been so close.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they're that
so
team
many-
that
they were
always
short by a
they
yard
always
2 years
come in the
ago.
top
Yeah,
like
no.
2 or
4.
3 years ago, whatever that was. I think it was the first one back from COVID.
Or,
He was short by. They were short by a yard to go to the.
I thought he
playoff.
had the angle
A
too.
yard.
Would you say? I
Would
don't
they
even
have been a
think they're top
sacrificial
10.
lamb in that playoff.
It was against Baylor.
So who else made that playoff?
What year? What was that?
I don't even know.
Oh, I think was that
Like, could they have contended in that playoff? Probably not. but-
Ohio. Was that Ohio State snuck in?
Maybe, I
I think that was us. We snuck in.
I don't even
maybe.
think they're top 10.
What program?
Yeah.
What
No,
I would
not.
say is
They're top
oh,
20.
but sneakily,
top 15, top 20
sneakily-
probably.
This is gonna sound dumb.
They just are always in the top like 4 or 5 of the
What
Big
would
12.
you say? What would you say they've been success wise? Take away the stickers on the helmets. Where does Oklahoma State rank since Gundy has came or been there in terms of successful programs?
Easily top 20.
20.
I was gonna say 15.
I think there's an argument for 15. for
close.
sure.
Like I think
It's like in that,
close.
which I think is impressive. Like
I mean, it's
solid.
teams who've won championships have to be ahead of it.
Of course.
So like,
course.
but would you put them more successful than like Boise? Because Boise hasn't really won shit other than that.
I
one.
mean, it's different.
What has
Boise
Oklahoma
they,
State won?
they played in such a tougher conference.
Oklahoma State hasn't won anything.
I'm sure he's won.
They've been the like power, like I said, they were
That
literally.
his gripe. Is he
like,
not?
Boise
won a New
hasn't
Year's
won
Six
anything.
Bowl? Has he not won a New Year's Six bowl?
My
They
point
won
is,
some
like,
big
they're not-
bowl games.
you're-
I don't know if
if
they
you're
won New Year's
4 or
Six.
5 in the Big 12, it's very good. I'm not.
No, but
trying
that's
to
I'm saying like
downsize that.
safely 4 or 5. Like
Oh,
they've
I know.
been 2. They've been a
But they never
close a
won it
bunch.
in a long time.
Has he not won the Big 12?
It might have been a while. I don't. They haven't won it in the past like
I
5
was thinking
years.
off
I
the top of
know.
my head.
I don't know if he's won the
How
Big
many
12.
He's won. I feel like he almost maybe he has.
Maybe that's his kryptonite.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think like he's successful, but it's like this keeps coming up short.
Oh, no, they
before
did.
that.
They in 2011.
Okay.
One
So he has
time.
won the Big 12. And
Yeah.
he was literally like an inch away from winning it 2
Yeah,
years
you're right.
ago.
Maybe it's
one
that he's-
title. One.
But it's tough with Oklahoma.
When you
and
look at
Texas,
look at the
like,
guy's
I know,
numbers.
I
He's
know.
67% of his games. They're winning 9-10 games a year. They're in big bowls. Like seems like they always have like.
I'm
big
not saying that
players,
you're
too.
wrong. I think it's just more like I think that that's what it is. Where it's like he's there. He's good. He's successful. He just hasn't gotten to that top tier yet.
Also with the Big 12 until kind of like recently, they didn't have a true like title game.
No, that's
So
accurate.
it was kind of not fair. Like if they were like number 2, they kind of never got that
Chance.
like next shot at like Oklahoma or
Yeah.
Texas. So a lot of, like that gap, like they were just lose. Like the one they won, they just won like outright. Like they didn't have a true title game. You had to just win the regular season.
Yeah,
Makes it more difficult.
but yeah, I would say they're like top 15. I mean, we could rattle them off, but there's
Definitely in
there's-
that like 11.
There's
to
a bunch of
20.
like no brainers, but they
Yeah.
in terms of like when you look at their wins or who's always in the mix. You know, Oklahoma State's always there.
I don't know. 15 gets here because like even top 5 quick off the top of your head is Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan,
Like LSU.
and then like LSU is.
Florida,
Then you got like Penn State.
Notre
that's
Dame
been,
has made
like-
2 championship games, not
Notre-
championship games, a championship game and a playoff.
Yeah, Notre Dame's definitely better than them as
Notre Dame made a bunch of BCS
Would you even
bowls.
say
like Oregon.
Oregon for sure?
Oregon
Would you say like USC?
in 25
Oklahoma.
years.
Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah.
Utah. I would honestly say better.
Yeah, it's like it gets like it's they're
They said like 10 to 20. Like they're definitely in that like 11 to 20. I'll
Yeah.
say.
State Penn. Did we say them?
Yeah, honestly, probably Kansas State.
Yeah.
That's where it's close. They won it just like 2 years. they
They're
won it a
very
couple
similar. I
years
could see
ago.
the 2 of them being ranked right behind each other, but yeah.
They're in
Florida-
that.
Florida
that,
you are right.
State.
Florida State's ahead of them. For
You are
sure.
right. He is forgotten a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's obviously bad actions now. It seems like he can't get out of his own way with certain things, but stupid comments, stupid situation, but it's
Also,
Gundy,
you
so
can
it's
admit when it's still funny.
yeah.
I'm a man.
The score has 5 teams. They released this article on their app. You get the notification sometime. I clicked it. It was really, really good. I'll go through it. So this is from the score. It's 5 teams ready to end playoff droughts and 5 teams that they think can drop out of contention. And we can kind of break that down in the second half here. The number 1 team to end a playoff drought is the New York Jets.
Of course.
I don't think they're in order. To be
Yeah.
honest, to be fair, but they listed the Jets first. You obviously got Rodgers, Brees Hall, Wilson's a 2-time 1,000-yard receiver.
Oh, they're obvious ones.
Yeah, that's like pretty
they
obvious.
just have a
they're gonna-
super high ceiling.
right.
Ceiling
No.
is through the roof. in
They're a
my
team that's
opinion.
going for it.
But I
High floor, I would even say.
The only thing is
high floor. I agree.
I mean, Rodgers literally was not existing. They still won like 7 games. Like that's a crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. But also on the fairness of the Jets haters and people who don't believe in the Jets, I will say this is also a 41-year-old guy now coming off of Achilles who didn't play last year. So like I'm trying to temper my enthusiasm a little bit. I do have a lot of confidence in them, but I am also like, all right, relax, Chris, a little bit.
How old's Vinny Testaverde now?
He's old.
Okay.
Well, I know what you're trying to do, but like
I just asking a question.
I think about when he came back or when Marino came back. Obviously, I know that was like a million years ago, but they weren't the same.
Yeah, I know.
That was also, like I said, that was
There's
also
2
a zillion
huge
years.
quarterbacks coming back this year that we have no idea how they're going to be. In the same injury.
Same injury, and also both
This is
older
so
guys
similar.
too. Like
the Jets storyline with Rodgers is just so similar to Favre as well. The older quarterback, they're putting so much in that basket.
Favre never got hurt though.
he was hurt at the end of that year. That's what happened. That's why they lost. It sucked.
Rodgers is also just such.
They would have made the
year they
playoffs that
started
year.
10-1.
Well, he was starting.
He played every game, but he was banged up as
Okay.
fuck.
Yeah.
Sucked.
That was the year they started 10-1 and went 0-5 down the stretch, or 1-5 down the stretch.
1-5 down the stretch. Right. They started off 9-1, I think. I went
9-1 or something like
Yeah.
that, and
Yep.
lost to the Dolphins on the last day of the
Something like
season.
that. Yeah, they beat the Patriots in that
remember
Thursday
that.
night thriller. I was at that game. It was crazy. It was just fucking
Or was the pick sent during that season? What was the record?
What now?
He was firing off cell phone picks.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it was that season.
I know.
Yeah,
So was that the turning point?
Probably.
No, I don't think so. He's so in his. Brett Favre's such like a bad person, like that. I don't think that bothered him at all.
Yeah.
Didn't he just like
stealing money from
steal
a
charity or
I thought
something?
it was like stealing like basically like welfare,
Stealing money from a
stealing
school or
Mississippi.
something.
like
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Crazy.
To build a volleyball court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy. The second team on the list, the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of excitement for the Atlanta Falcons. Cousins, you got Bijan, Pitts, London. That's an explosive offense. Do we think the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs?
I do.
I want to be all. I want it to be a Falcon show. I want to be all in.
We all are Falcons people, and this is where Pitts, if he doesn't have a good season this year, I got nothing. I'm done with him.
No, that's fair.
Totally
I'm
fair.
totally
He's got that hype for so long now, and again, I think it's fair on his point of fucking whoever's throwing to him has been. Is Ritter still on the team?
No, they
Where's he
traded
at?
him. They traded him to.
Let me look it
There's
up.
been so many trades and shit.
Is it Washington maybe or
Arizona. I just had to look it
Arizona.
up. I had to look it up. I didn't know.
Wow.
Ritter was like Zach Wilson bad.
Oh, he's bad.
maybe worse.
That's what I was.
I remember watching I think it was Warren Sharp did like some film study about it, and there was some like throws that you're like, oh my goodness, like this guy was starting in the NFL for basically a full season. Ritter was as bad
He's
as
bad.
And winning every game at home.
That was the point they were basically making for like any competent quarterback play. They would have been in the playoffs last year, maybe even the year before.
Oh yeah.
He was just out there, they were winning some games just in spite of him.
I really like the Falcons this year. Also, pretty weak
That division, pretty weak division.
Very-
it's
they're
the
very weak.
Saints, the Saints who can't put anything together.
The Panthers are horrible.
Bucks who we'll get to on one of
you
these.
know?
The
Don't
Bucks
they-
should be decent again. I would think they'd be
Are you
solid.
done? You're saying the Bucks are gonna be good. They're
They should be solid. I don't see why they.
I don't
We'll
think.
get-
I think it's gonna be better.
We'll get to them on this list. The Bucks are on this list, and they're not on the ones trending up. So
Oh, I wonder why.
it's not my list.
Oh, got it.
And who's the fourth team in that division? The Panthers, who are fucking.
They almost. I mean, I don't think they're going to be good. They almost have to be a little bit better.
Who did they add?
When
Draft
you look
picks.
at like who can take.
Oh,
a
they
division.
traded. They traded for Deontay Johnson. They drafted Xavier Legette, who I do like a lot.
We got Burns.
Yeah, we had Giants at Burns now.
Don't forget they had the number 1 pick in the. Oh, that's right.
Ewan's coming back.
Thielen's great.
They just need their
Actually had
offensive.
a pretty good season for that dog shit.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Their offensive line needs to improve. Like they did sign a couple of guards. That they did do. I remember they signed a couple like big money offensive linemen. I think 2. Hunt from Miami, who's like really good. I forget they signed somebody else. So they should be. I mean, a little bit improved. I don't think that's what does that get them to maybe 6 wins.
Oh, you're kind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm being optimistic for them.
But if
Very
you look at who can take that division, it's the Falcons are in position to take that division.
I don't know why you say that. Obviously, Kirk
I think
Cousins,
there's
but-
also the Saints and the Bucks. I think there's 3 teams
Yeah,
juggernauting of who wants it who doesn't want to fuck it up?
guess what you
That's
mean.
accurate. But the
The
Falcons
Falcons
could
are
take
probably-
that division,
yeah.
and then that means they get a home playoff game. That's a great season for that team.
Better question almost is, does a
And the
wild
Bucks-
card team come out of that division? Because I don't think so.
It's also you can't
NFC
say.
is so weak though.
Also,
I would say
Rico,
no.
you can't say it's a great like they paid to have this quarterback for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's not a great season just to get that home play. Like, they need to.
What if they make it? What if they win their home playoff game, go to the second round?
That's a good season.
That was like what the Bucks did last year, right? That game was in Tampa.
Yeah, they beat the
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah,
Well, if we want to think about the wild card teams, your Eagles or Cowboys. I'm giving one of those. Like one of them is obviously win the division. The other one is. I'd be shocked if one of them.
I agree with
wasn't
you.
at least one of the wild card teams. Honestly, NFC North. I mean, you have the Lions are going to be really good. You have the Packers should be good. Like I think
Bears will be
think the Bears-
improved.
Bears should be very good.
Bears
Like I
should be
think
good.
I think
yeah, we gotta, I'm a little
of those
interested in
three
the
teams.
Bears.
I'm like
I
might be like all in on-
everyone's up there, and I
I don't think everyone is.
No, everyone.
I don't think
is.
everyone is.
Spoiler
A
alert!
lot.
Spoiler alert! The Bears are the next team on this list.
I'm going like this on the Bears.
Caleb, Roma Dunze,
Last year was
DJ
the Jets.
Moore.
There's also a lot of unknown with the team. That's I like the players. I like what they've done. I think they've done a great job. It's a lot of unknown.
Sure.
They put the Bears on
fair.
the
I
list
think
of
both
teams
sides
ready to end the
fair with
droughts. The score has, based on this article, the score is high on the Bears, which I think a lot of people are.
I think everyone is because
Definitely.
you got the number one pick, who is this generational talent. You added the thing that they were missing the most in wide receivers,
Right.
and then you drafted one that's supposed to be insane, and then obviously Keenan Allen's fucking awesome. He just needs to stay healthy, and their defense is all about their defense now.
Don't they have
to make the
DJ
play
Defense was really good the second
And
half. of
DJ
the
Moore,
season.
they already have more, yeah.
Yeah.
to make the playoffs. By the way, minus 120 Bears.
Yeah, so people think that it's pretty crazy to be.
It's just
the
I think
worst
they're
of
in the. I think both Norths are the most intriguing conferences this year.
You're being high on the Bears, but there's only like maybe 3 or 4 teams in NFL people are like definitely low on, like universally. Like it's July, like no one's like low on their team yet outside of, like 3 or 4 teams.
And they haven't been any injuries or
Yeah.
anything.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not
Of
high on the
course.
Bears. This is
Of
No,
course,
but-
I think I also think that like the Panthers, we all know is not going to do anything. You
Like,
know, like
Cardinals 0.
Like,
Right.
every-
The Broncos 0.
in July, everyone.
Oh, that's crazy, man. What do you think? What's good about the Broncos?
I don't even think
get Bo
I don't even
Nix?
think you can write the Cardinals.
Cardinals,
off.
I don't think
Broncos
you
get
write the
Bo
Cardinals
Nix?
off either. I don't.
Broncos get Bo Nix?
Yeah,
Yes.
and Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
The Patriots write them off too. The Broncos are terrible.
Nah, Bo's
I'm
good.
not writing off.
I think Bo Nix stinks.
We'll see.
We'll find out.
I think the Patriots
I'll be
are
rooting
worse
for
than the
Bo.
Broncos.
Make the playoffs.
Also, we'll know this.
I'm rooting for Bo too.
If Zach Wilson is starting game 1, Bo Nix stinks.
Oh,
Ev,
Stinks.
I want Zach Wilson to start so bad, and
If he's good, it'd be
have
the
a
funniest
little
thing
bit
ever.
good, just to have the Jets look at that. I need it.
Broncos
you wanna
to
would
make
be
the playoffs.
honestly the funniest? He's good, and then Darnold's good for the Vikings.
I wouldn't care. Darnold, I don't care. By the way, Broncos make the playoffs plus 700. So
Just don't see it. Tough division.
no one should see it.
AFC's is tough. Actually, division's not that crazy. But
Smitty, you haven't said anything. You buy anything on the Bears?
See, I was so high on the Bears last year that I'm PTSD'd by them right now. So I am not in on their coach. I think if they completely,
People forget that.
if they completely changed the guard and added all these players, I'd be a lot higher on them. But it's kind of the same way as the Eagles right now. As long as the coach is there and doesn't really prove it or turn it around.
Players are different. Coaches the same, and it's the same system. And sometimes it frustrates people.
But he is so. Do they keep the same offensive coordinator? Because the Eberflus is like a defensive guy, and that's why a lot of people thought they'd make the change because they know you're gonna draft Caleb Williams, bring in the new offensive guy. But they played like the second half of the year. They played very well, and I think that's what saved his job.
They play very well. They also let Justin Fields do whatever the hell he wanted again.
Well, they also they fucked up with it. They did the same thing they did the year before, which made no sense.
They could do the same thing with him too.
But Williams is a different player. Williams is
I know
definitely
he
a much
is.
better thrower.
He's a way better quarterback, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes organizations fuck with these players. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but that's what this coach has not been the greatest.
But he doesn't call the offense though. It's his responsibility at the end of the day. But he's
That's
not
what
the
I
one
mean.
like.
And also,
he's not calling the plays.
awesome, Caleb Williams earned the number 1 overall pick. Obviously, great player. People are already kind of crowning him as like a C.J. Stroud type.
CJ Stroud,
Have it
they
under
were already saying that he's like going to be a top 5 quarterback no matter what.
If Caleb Williams is
A
average,
lot of people are
if he
Who's saying he's going to be a top 5 quarterback this season?
like one of the top quarterbacks, I would say that. Maybe not 5, but like they're saying that he's like there's no chance basically he's going to be bad.
Just blind ranking. Where do you put him amongst quarterbacks?
if
right now in
if
the
he
NFL?
is if the Bears are minus 120 to make
12.
the playoffs, that means that people are obviously high on Caleb Williams because he's going to need to play above average.
100%.
Also, just
What if he comes in and plays average?
just the roster. Like, it's just a strong roster, top to bottom now.
They really are. The Bears only missed the playoffs by 2 games last year.
That's what, like, they were the 9th pick. They weren't like the first pick on their own merit.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they won 7
they
games.
had the 9th pick. Like, that's bad, but they weren't.
It's not good. I'm just saying.
Yeah, 7 games. Like the Giants won 6 games too, and you're just saying the same thing with Tommy DeVito.
But the Bears, I think, also improved themselves.
Because they let Justin
Giants
Fields
did
loose.
too. Like they're kind of like I don't know. I feel like we can't crown it like.
I'm just saying
games.
they only missed the playoffs by 2 games. So, like, do you think they improved their team by 2 games or more? And I think they did, but I'm also.
I think they
It
definitely.
also doesn't mean that it's going to be 2 like the other.
Oh, I
teams
know,
have
I know,
better
but
You
it
could have a
teams, so it's
stronger
like-
year. It's
Yeah.
divisions.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's interesting. That's what like they did all the right things and roster moves.
They're a fascinating team to watch. Absolutely.
Is it fair to say that the NFC and AFC North are the most intriguing divisions?
Yeah, I think
both
that's-
sides
I,
are like really, really.
I think that's
compelling.
fair.
I'm,
The
I'm-
Lions being like looked up upon again, which is like still crazy to me. We watched. Now, I'm not. It's not crazy because they deserve it. The Lions fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
But like, I just picture again being around the water cooler. It's like looking around, like who you eye on this year? Super Bowl sleeper. I think the Lions are a Super Bowl sleeper. It's like what? They've been a doormat for 25 years. So
I think
looking up at them,
NFC North is like the one where it's
Packers have a good one. Bears have intrigue, obviously. And who's the 4th team I'm missing?
Vikings.
The Vikings have McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, who's a world-class player. Like, there's a lot to like in that NFC North of interchange. In the AFC North,
that's the
it's
best.
just a fucking war zone. Yeah.
That's the best.
There's
one.
no
Always
bad,
a war.
There's no bad team.
Always a war
Yeah,
zone.
but this year it's the Browns being like what they're at right now, because that was usually the shit. You got shit.
Right.
The Ravens, what they're at right
Super
now.
Bowl contender.
The Steelers got better this offseason, and their defense is fucking incredible. And then the Bengals, who had Joe Burrow was
Injury
hurt last
plagues.
year.
Right.
I mean, I see Ravens and Bengals.
I mean, when you
like,
look at – sorry.
What about the Browns though?
I was going
Deshaun,
to say
but-
them two, like, to me, unarguable Super Bowl contenders. And the Browns, I think, have like capability of being there.
gonna
If all the guys can
I'm putting the Bengals down.
if you look at just star power,
Third
I know,
in the division.
Crazy.
I know he's
Third.
faded a little bit,
Crazy
but
to
you have
I like the Browns too.
you have a division with starting quarterbacks of Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I know he's faded a little bit, but he won a Super Bowl in Russell Wilson
Deshaun Watson.
and Deshaun Watson, who can play world class when he wants to.
But he hasn't in
don't
3
know.
years.
healthy.
In a long
That's the
time.
big-
He doesn't.
It's been a
this
while.
year.
It's
If
been
he
a while,
doesn't
but he
this
was
year-
fucking unbelievable.
If he doesn't this year, I'd argue to cut him loose.
Who did
Yeah.
they get? I know.
I don't care how much money. I don't care.
Gotta go.
Oh,
But it doesn't even
I
matter.
know. Exactly. Just
Cutting them just for not like for.
Don't do that. You might as well have him be a
You have to-
backup.
you have
but
to
he's
pay him,
carrying
yeah,
that.
you just- exactly.
You can't do that.
Who else,
Him as a
who
backup.
else did they get? Chubb is back, obviously. Did they get somebody else? I could have sworn they got somebody else, the Browns, this offseason.
Flacco?
Jerry Judy,
They got
Very Judy.
who I'm not crazy about, but I think he's a decent number
That's
two.
not
I
a bad.
guess.
That's not a bad two.
I just think Cooper's really good. I like Cooper, and Njoku's a great tight end.
I mean, some say he's a tier 3 wide receiver.
I would say that.
What's Chubb's
Still-
status?
still
coming
Judy
into this
3
year?
is
he
fine.
gonna be 100%?
I think he's gonna miss like or he's not gonna be 100% till probably like I think they're saying like week 6 ish.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I'll lump
That was a bad knee injury.
I'll lump these two teams in together. You can kind of separate them, but they're both in the same division, and they both think they're ready to end the playoff droughts. It's the Titans and the Colts.
Colts I think should be decent. If Richardson stays healthy, they're a legit playoff team.
I,
Colts more
I
than-
can't trust Will Levis.
Yeah.
I can't.
Titans aren't
Built
gonna-
some
Titans
weapons
are not
around
making
them.
the
Ridley,
playoffs.
Tyler Boyd, Pollard.
No,
some
look at the
weapons around
AFC. The Titans did not make the
Well,
playoffs.
they got better on offense.
That's fine.
Titans
Look
can
at the
be
AFC.
okay,
Like,
Oh, I know.
rank
Yeah,
the
but
teams.
that's
Like,
a
where do
weak
you fall the
division.
Titans?
Because you can win that division. It's a weaker division.
They're better than Houston and Jacksonville.
But like Jacksonville wasn't good last year.
They were 9-8.
That's not good though. Like
Texans were 6-11.
you can't see the Titans go 9-8. I mean the Titans going 9-8.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're that bad.
The divisions weirdly went from like really bad to like has potential to be kind of good
It has the potential to be really good or really bad.
for sure.
Honestly,
Because I obviously big Stroud guy. I'm
everyone
big on the Texans.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I just don't see where. I just
think.
think I just think they've just gotten better. Like they've literally all they've done is just improve the roster on both sides of the ball.
By the way, Titans to make the playoffs plus 425.
Okay.
No, I know what I'm saying, but like that's pretty bad. That's
That's
Meek,
higher than that's
like
higher
Meek
than
was
a lot of
saying.
teams.
That's very high.
Of the five teams on the list, the one that I was kind of like, was the Titans.
Well,
Like you make a case for the Jets, you make a case for the Falcons. I see it with the Bears of why people are high. I see it with the Colts, what Richardson did. The Titans, it was kind of like that's a little bit of a stretch.
But yeah, obviously it's a stretch. But there's also on offense they got a lot better than they had.
They showed
the Colts, by the way, plus 140, just for a contrast there.
But again, you're a big injury guy. The guy has played 4 games in his NFL career, and you don't know. And I love him. I hope he fucking is healthy and is great. I think he's really good. But the guy has played 4 games, and he was
a lot of those games he upped early.
hurt in 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's like Will Levis is. I just don't think he's very good.
The Titans have worse odds to make the playoffs than the New York Giants.
Because the Giants aren't as bad as
the Giants might make.
The Giants are plus 400. It's terrible, but I'm just. It's terrible.
The Giants aren't as bad.
It's terrible on July whatever day it is, 10th or whatever. That's terrible, Marty.
No, it's not.
It is to have those odds preseason. Those are terrible odds. You've been
4-1.
Yes, that's a horrible preseason odd in the NFL.
It's not
It's
great.
not great, but it's not.
Ev, back me up on this,
horrible.
please. Ev.
It's tough odds to make the.
It's not horrible.
If it was,
That's
if it was
horrible.
What
the
happened
division, I'd be like, okay.
Ev,
This.
happened here?
Not good.
No, listen. There's some we gotta.
No,
we're just
we don't
talking
have
numbers.
any.
All we're talking is numbers here. We're not.
No, but
I agree with.
I'm sick of the fucking you have shunned the Giants completely. Completely.
Me?
You think that they are dog shit.
I think they're really bad.
And that's stupid.
Okay, I said it last year too. You guys all. I remember being in the
Last year,
last year they were
stream
coming out
last
of the
year.
playoffs.
We were being in the stream last year. No, we were doing
Tommy
streams
DeVito
last year.
was our-
and it was the only one betting to the Giants. You guys were all like, you're doing it to be.
God.
Like,
The Jets.
I'm sorry, the
but
Giants are not a good
Jets-
football team.
You guys just said the Jets won how many games last year?
7.
And without their quarterback, correct?
Correct.
The Giants won 6 last year.
But you had your quarterback for a lot more snaps than we had ours.
The fuck? Not many. Like, obviously, you had a lot. We had what they play 7 games.
He played Aaron Rodgers.
I had 4 snaps.
I know he did.
plays.
I'm not talking.
What the fuck are you
We had
talking about?
fucking Tommy DeVito.
Everybody had him.
Tommy DeVito is way worse than Zach Wilson. That's a fact.
Where is he now?
Fucking our 4th string quarterback.
Yeah, he's still on the.
Still
Giants.
on the team.
Yes, dude. Like
He's at Tony Baloney's.
I just can't have Jets fans tell me the Giants are like
They are. What do you want me to do?
Hold
Jets.
on, no, but this is where. Hold on, I would be curious to see what the odds were when they made the playoffs 2 years ago, coming into that season, because they were expected to be bad that year.
Yes.
I think I agree
they
with
gotten
Marty.
better than
I agree with
2
Marty
years
some
ago?
this year that I think this team this season, a lot of people think they're going to be like a doormat, like a 4-13. Like
I think the Giants make the playoffs.
I
There are
wouldn't
3
like
teams
it-
out of the East.
The
that make
Giants
it.
this year winning like 8-9 games wouldn't shock me.
No, their defense
don't think
is
it's like
fucking
the-
really
The
good.
defense is good. I think the offense should be better.
If Daniel Jones doesn't turn the ball over, I think they make the playoffs.
I don't know
like,
how we're
seriously.
gonna get away with this. Like he's just, you know what he's doing.
I'm not doing. Do I say they're going to win the Super Bowl? No. It would be the same thing as 2 years ago. They'll make the playoffs. They get whacked in the first round by whoever they play, and then we'll go on their day.
He's not kidding.
Well, I got a great bet for you guys. Giants over 6.5 wins is plus 115.
I'm taking that right now. Put
Look
that
at the
on my
schedule.
card.
I
Over 8.5 is plus 310.
love that.
I kind of love that
Love
too.
that.
There you go. Load up. So that
Wanna
I mean,
go
there you
through
go.
it?
What's their schedule? I mean, they're going to have a weak schedule.
Let's go through it here because there's. It's a little. I do think we play the AFC North. Could be wrong.
I was literally just about to say it's a tough.
Go for it.
And also honestly
Okay,
the way
This will be
we've
a fun
been,
exercise.
the way we've been
go,
the last
yeah,
5 years,
fine.
we got like 4
Let's do the Francesco win-loss.
Vikings at home. Win.
That's a win.
could be.
Everything's
has to
could be. Everything's could be on this
Everything's
schedule.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
For this
You
exercise,
have to say you get a loss
gotta
or a
figure it
win.
out.
You're gonna go win there at
It
home.
has to
against the
be.
Vikings.
It has to be a win. You have
Commanders.
to figure that out.
What,
Home or away.
that's
Win.
when they've been the team in the division we actually can beat.
Yeah.
It's away.
Win.
All right. I've given you one
give
really.
us that one. We got to be a little generous.
Browns.
You're 2-0.
Browns
Loss.
loss. Browns loss.
Cowboys.
Loss.
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 At least it's not week 1
Seahawks.
this year.
We could beat the Seahawks.
Is it in
That's the
Seattle?
game.
It's in Seattle.
That's a loss.
No.
I'm not gonna
It's a loss.
Well, I mean, we could beat
The Hawks are
Good.
bad.
It's a loss. It's tough.
The Hawks are bad. though.
Bengals.
Loss.
2-5.
Eagles.
Loss.
Steelers.
Loss.
I don't know if that's a loss.
Where is it?
Where?
A good game.
I think it's Thursday night.
Where's
at
the game?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh lost. All
Steelers.
right, we're not going.
Commanders win.
You guys sweep the Commanders?
3-6.
Panthers win.
All right,
They're
okay.
4-6. We're
Bucks at home could win that.
Swing
I'm
game.
not giving you
Winnable.
both Commanders and the Bucks. You got to pick one.
Swing game.
That's a loss then.
fine for the 4-7.
Yes.
Okay, 4-7.
Swing game.
Cowboys lost.
Lost 4-8.
Home against the Saints.
Has to be
I
a
think it's a
win.
win.
I'll give you a win there, yeah.
5-8.
Has to be a win.
Home against the Ravens. We did beat them.
That's a loss, Mark.
Me and Marty actually we did beat them the year we made the playoffs, but it's a loss.
2 years ago. We went to that game. We won that.
Unbelievable.
one.
We're at 5 right now, right?
And Daniel Jones beat them for the record, but it's
We're at 5.
Falcons
5-9.
Swing
Where?
game.
at Falcons. I think we could beat them though.
Not at Falcons. I'll give you that one because maybe you guys.
I think we should be slightly pessimistic. Go 5-10. Sure.
Okay, Colts
I'll give you a win.
at home
Has to be a win.
I'll give you the W. Yeah.
6-10.
and Eagles.
Lost. So you're 6 and 11.
We're
There was
6.
some-
the last
Every game, like the
we're
last
6
3
and 11
years.
with we're
There's a
getting
few
losses
swings in
against.
there.
All right, fine. Take the win.
There's a few
You're still
swings.
not making the playoffs.
We do swings in it.
Also, a lot could change. Like
Well,
you never know
something
what
could change,
who's
yeah.
gonna-
Well, everything could change. No, I mean, what could happen last year? The quarterback's getting hurt, of course. But right now, the Giants are. No logical person could say, "Oh, the Giants have a really good chance of making the playoffs." Like, that's not reasonable.
I don't know about a really good chance.
Really good as
I don't know about a really good chance, but
They're gonna make the playoffs. Watch.
I got the.
It's fine to be bad next year because then if you guys are bad next year, it's almost better because then you can draft a quarterback high pick. I'm not saying I hate the Giants' future. I like
Carson Beck.
I don't.
That's the guy.
I think
Really?
That's the guy.
Is he?
When you just look at that guy. I mean, who do you think the Giants drafted? Carson Beck or Shadur?
No,
Next question.
Can Kyle McCord enter
We
the
we
draft
know the
next
Giants
year?
well.
he ain't gonna.
Draft him.
Dion ain't letting them go to the Giants.
I think he would. The Giants just would never draft. They're just
Yeah.
not going to.
Yep.
Carson Beck, Ewers, maybe.
I got the 5 that can drop out of contention. You want to save it for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because you can chew on it. So
Want to put it out there? We could chew on it.
or no, maybe save it tomorrow.
Or
How about you give us one?
really, what we do is it's then take like a 2-year tank, but Arch.
Ooh. Imagine him in New York.
that would be a
Love
little
Baby.
big.
Ooh, baby. Now
Love that.
the couple Super Bowls
All right,
back.
I'm trying to
Boys
think.
are back.
See, that's what you guys got to do.
Boys are back.
Yeah.
You want to tease?
It's okay to lose. It
That's
really
two. That's
is.
2 years.
No,
That's a
we'll
long
go.
ways
No,
away.
we're mid this year.
That's a long ways
Add the
away.
next year.
Yes.
You want a teaser for one of these teams?
Yeah. This is for what?
5 who can drop out of playoff contention, and a lot of them are like sexy. There's one that's gonna burst the room if you haven't read it yet. But I will say that
Do all 5 now.
all 5 and then chew on
Save
it
it tomorrow. Save them all 5 of tomorrow.
Save it.
But we can also talk about it tomorrow. Not talk
We're
about
gonna
it now.
we're gonna chew on it tomorrow. But it's
All right.
the 5 teams that they think are gonna drop out of contention are the Bucks, the Browns, the Eagles, the Steelers, and this one is again not from my mouth. It's on their list. The Buffalo Bills.
Well, that one is. We'll talk about it, but that one is like obvious because they lost.
A lot on
Eggs.
defense.
They lost them
Or on defense.
That's not. I don't believe that, but we'll talk about it tomorrow.
We'll see. But that's the 5 to chew on. So let's go picks, Marty.
Justin Steele's birthday today, and his son's birthday today, and his grandpa's birthday today. Plus 110 against the Orioles. They beat them. They beat them 2 in a row. Beat Corbin Burns last night. Yankees finally got a win last night, and everyone in the division lost, which was fantastic. Cortez minus 125. I'm going to go with the Rockies. They beat the Reds last night, plus 170. I'm going to go with the Pirates minus 125 against the Brewers, and then I'm going to go with the Dodgers at plus 125 against Nola.
Ev.
Landon Knox pitching.
I like. I'm
Landy.
on the Nationals plus 124 and the Yankees minus 115.
I'll go against you. Day game Mets. Think even though I'm watching the game probably with Frank today, or we'll be around, but I'm going to take the Mets in a day spot. They've been rolling the Nationals. I think it's a weak part of the schedule. They get to the bats. The bats have been really good, scoring a lot of runs. Famous last words, but I'll take the Mets. Clemmer.
Pick of the day. Still my streak going 6 in a row because yesterday was a push. I'm on the Mariners, half a run the first 5 innings. So as long as they have the lead up to 5. You got Luis Castillo going against the guy that's never pitched in the majors, who has a career ERA over 5 in AA. He's also never pitched in AAA. So I like the Mariners there. I'm also on the Pirates money line. Paul Skeens, plus the early win promo is on DraftKings right now, only for day games. But that's a day game, so grab it. And also, if you like Marty's pick, that's another one to grab it on. That early win promo, if you're up 2 at any point, you win the bet instantly. It's awesome. And then I'm riding with Marty. Let's go with the Cubs, Steele's birthday, but also I'm a stat guy. 2 runs the Orioles have scored in the last 2 games combined. Bats are pretty cold. Justin Steele's really hot. Let's go Steele.
Smitty.
Phillies, Dodgers under 9.5. Blue Jays, Giants. You got Gosman, Hicks on the bump, no run first inning, and Red Sox -1.5.
That is Pick Central. Yak up next.